know it's been a long time since I played anything through, especially this game, since I've posted any videos up. But I've decided, at the urging of some people that I know who watch the videos, to go ahead and complete this. And I'm gonna give you a brief explanation of why I never posted up the second chapter or everything. When I started recording the buoy, I went through and recorded the entire chapter, and then part of the next chapter, and it never processed my audio. So it was completely silent, not even the game audio came through, and I decided that I thought the game didn't have enough actual gameplay elements to provide a interesting playthrough. It was more of just a story thing, and I also felt that maybe I was talking too much during the actual gameplay, detracting from the experience. So what I've decided is that I'm going to continue it at the urging of a few key people, but I'm going to attempt to talk much less, and hopefully at least the regular game audio comes through on this. So thanks for, if you've waited for this, thanks for waiting, and sorry to have kept you waiting, but we'll go ahead and jump right in.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sandford and the Welcome Break services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
You may have noticed a cut there during the loading. It's because the first time I started here I had a bit of a glitch, so I stopped, but again, it shocked me how detailed and pretty this game is. I feel like I probably talk about that way too much, but let's see what's done here.
It's only at night that this place makes any sluggish effort at life. You can see the buoy and the aerial. I've been taking to sleeping through the day in an attempt to resurrect myself. I can feel the last days drawing upon me. There's little point now in continuation. There must be something new to find here. Some nook or some cranny that offers a perspective worth clinging to. I've burnt my bridges. I've sunk my boats and watched them go to water.
You know, this game really I think that's the point of it, but it really showcases the power that Valve put into the Source engine, and the amount of just stuff that you can do, and how pretty you can make a game in an engine this old is remarkable. I guess that's the way I came in here. So I suppose I can go back along.
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk. There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
What are these symbols? So, at least we haven't left that behind. What's inside this container? Not much, really. Perhaps I should take the low road.
When I first looked into the shaft, I swear I felt the stones in my stomach shift in recognition.
Oh my. That's a very creepy hole. We'll just let that be for now, I think.
I've begun my ascent on the green slope of the western side. I've looked deep into the mountain from the shaft and understood that I must go up and then find the way under. I will stash the last vestiges of my civilization in the stone walls and work deeper from there. I'm drawn by the aerial of the cliff edge. There is some form of rebirth waiting for me there. The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either. Three cormorants seen at dusk. They did not land. This house built of stone, built by a long-dead shepherd. Contents: my camp bed, a stove, a table, chairs, my clothes, my books. The caves that score out the belly of this island, leaving it famished. My limbs and belly famished. This skin, these organs, this failing eyesight. When the battery runs out in my torch, I will descend into the caves and follow only the phosphorescence home.
I want to look out on the sea from here. Look, a path. This just goes back down the hill, I think. Another short way up, I imagine. Bit too steep there. Don't think I'm gonna go down that way. Did we look in this little hut? I don't think we have. Can't climb over those rocks. Back to the path, I suppose. No sense lingering about here. Oh, look. Did you see that person? Someone was over there. My friend is online, I guess. Quite a steep little rift here, isn't it? I wonder who that person was. I wonder what they're doing.
Jakobsen's ribcage, they told Donnelly, was deformed, the result of some birth defect or perhaps a traumatic injury as a child. Brittle and overblown it was, and desperately light. Perhaps it was this that finally did for him, unable to contain the shattering of his heart. In half-light, his skeleton a discarded prop, a false and calcified seabird.
Maybe I just walked past it. That's my main trouble is that I don't know if I've walked past whatever he's talking about. So I usually try to stop, but then I don't know if I should be moving on.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. He'd struggled halfway down the cliff path, perhaps looking for some lost goat, or perhaps in a delirium, and expired, curled into a claw right under the winter moon. Even the animals shunned his corpse. The mainlanders thought to bring it home unlucky. Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot, but he is proving an unreliable witness.
So I'm guessing the corpse will be up here. Many boats seem to have ran ashore on this island. Far too many.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
I think I'm supposed to go in there, but I'm going to go over here now. I want to see what's happened. What's that? A suitcase and clothes. Just a lot of clothes. How strange. Suppose we need to go this way anyways. How creepy these caves are. Well, looks like there's only one way to go. Down. I guess that is the end of this chapter here. As soon as it loads, I'll escape and exit out, and hopefully you enjoyed this. I may play the rest of it later tonight, the next chapter, but we'll just have to see. And hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully I didn't talk too much. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.